You know, when you meet someone who just has something about them, they're not always the best looking or the most powerful person in the room, but there's this undeniable pull. Well, today, we're going to dive into what really makes a personality magnetic.
So, what is it really? We're not talking about surface level charm or being the loudest one at the party. It's something much, much deeper than that. Something that feels, real. To get a handle on this, let's imagine someone. We'll call her Maya. Now, Maya isn't a celebrity or some big shot CEO. She's kind of normal, someone you could totally work with or a friend of a friend. See, her influence doesn't come from a fancy title or public recognition. There are no cameras following her around, no headlines with her name on them. Her magnetism is built on something way more solid. And she is definitely not the one trying to grab all the attention. Actually, a lot of the time, she's pretty quiet, just taking things in. She doesn't need to shout to be heard. And that's the interesting part, isn't it? When Maya does decide to speak, the whole conversation just leans in. People actually value what she has to say. They feel seen by her. So, what's her secret? Let's unpack it. Okay, so first things first, we have to clear away some of the clutter, the myths. We're often told that being attractive is all about external stuff, things you can buy or achieve. But true magnetism? That's an inside job. So let's just break it down. Myth versus truth. The myth is that you need stuff like wealth, power, or a big, loud personality to draw people in. But the truth? Real magnetism comes from inner qualities, a quiet confidence, real empathy, being your authentic self, and having a sense of calm.
So, let's get into the good stuff. What's the actual inner architecture here? There are 5 core traits that really form the foundation of this kind of magnetic personality. Think of them as the pillars holding everything up.
Here they are. First, confidence without arrogance. Then, emotional intelligence. Third, calm energy. Next, authenticity and self-respect. And finally, a positive presence. Let's dig into what each of these actually looks like. All right, first up, confidence without arrogance. This isn't about shouting your wins from the rooftops. It's more of an internal posture. It means you can take a compliment without needing it to feel good, and you can handle criticism without it wrecking your day. You just don't feel the need to prove you're worthy because you already know you are. Next is emotional intelligence, and this one is huge. It's about so much more than just being nice. It's the art of really paying attention. So you're not just listening to figure out what you're going to say next, you're listening to actually understand. It's noticing that tiny pause in someone's voice and asking, hey, sounds like there might be more to that. It makes people feel genuinely heard. Then we've got calm energy. Think about it. When someone is frantic and chaotic on the inside, it can make everyone around them feel anxious too. But a person with a sense of inner peace, they become like a safe harbor in a storm. People are just naturally drawn to that feeling of stability. A super simple way to practice this: before walking into a room, just take 3 slow, deep breaths. It centers you, and that calm just radiates outward. Let's talk about authenticity and self-respect. This one is the absolute bedrock. It just means that your actions line up with your words. What you see is what you get. You're not trying to be somebody else, so people don't have to waste energy trying to figure you out. That consistency is what builds deep, real trust. And finally, we have positive presence. This is how all that inner work starts to show on the outside. It's in the little things: uncrossing your arms, making real eye contact, turning your body toward the person who's talking. It's a nonverbal way of saying, I'm with you, you've got my full attention. So how do you even get there? Well, this isn't about performing or changing who you fundamentally are. It's really about discovering who you already are. It's a journey that shifts your focus from the outside world to your inner world. I think a lot of us start from this place, We walk into a room and that first thought is this little knot of anxiety. I hope they like me. We're basically handing over our sense of self-worth to complete strangers. The transformation, the real game changer, happens when that thought shifts. It becomes a statement, and it's rooted in self-respect. I respect myself. Suddenly, it's not about getting approval anymore. It's about living in a way that feels true to you. Your anchor is internal now, not external. And this brings us to what might be the most powerful realization of all. A magnetic presence isn't an act you put on for other people. It's just the natural result of the work you do on yourself.
So let's be crystal clear about this. Nobody is just born magnetic. It's not some kind of genetic lottery ticket that only a lucky few get to cash in. No, it is something you become. It's something that gets forged through self-awareness, through learning how to listen, through practicing self-respect, through all that quiet, consistent work of inner growth. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned.
And this isn't really about being more attractive to other people. It's about becoming more aligned with your truest self. So the real question isn't about what you can get from this. It's about who you're willing to grow into. Who will you become?